that I kind of want to do is I want to, give back to the community that way and just have, on-site daycare free for everyone who is working at Hookers. So.
I love it. I heard you when you said you were creative as a single mom. And what I also got out of what you just said is how you said you blended your daughter in too, so she can learn, she can share the talents, the gifts, and I guess just the ministry, almost I can say that you are sharing with others. And then I heard, and don't be calling him busy. He is busy. He's 3. Is he 3, right?
He's 5 now.
5. Okay. He's supposed to be busy. He's not really busy. He's experimenting. He's getting to know his world. So right now he's egocentric. Everything is me, 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 all about me, me, me.
All the
So,
time.
but just as cute as they can be. Also, Miss Ashley, I wanted to talk about I know also you just said you remarried. And you were married to a wonderful husband. I haven't really got to meet him. I've seen pictures. I'm jealous of Tony because she didn't already break bread with you guys and everything. I'm gonna get my chance. But blended family, if you don't mind, how did that work out? You said you were single for a long time and you met someone that you're happy with. How did that work out? Just how did that work out, blending family together?
It honestly worked out really well. My husband actually doesn't have any kids of his own. So he kind of, when we got together or we got married, he kind of became an insta dad. Like he instantly became a dad of 2. And so that was definitely a learning curve for him. I know back when we were dating, because we met actually in 2019. We met a month after I launched Cougars, which is kind of funny. But when we met and we started dating, I was very cautious because for me, I didn't want to bring just anyone around my kids. I'm not dating just to date. I'm a single mom, so I'm dating to be married one day or in a long-term committed relationship with someone. I'm not just out here in these streets. So, it took a while for me to really start to introduce him to my kids. We kind of did it a little slowly, if we went on a date, like I kind of, introduced them here and there. We do a lot of, as we started dating more, we did a lot of family functions where he'd come to my family functions and then of course the kids would be there. So, he kind of got to know the kids that way. But we didn't live together or anything like that until we got married. We made sure of that. We kind of, obviously the way we're together and everything is non-traditional. Normally you marry and then you have babies, and I already had 2. So we kind of wanted to really make sure that we were doing things right. So we did things very slowly as far as getting the kids, acclimated to him and everything. And finally, when it came to that point where, we decided that we were going to get married, we did talk to the kids about it and we wanted to make sure they were comfortable. And my daughter said, heck yeah, I love Brandon. By that time she got to know him. And of course, Bray loved him as well. And so he just fit right in. We got married. He moved in about maybe a week or so later after we got married and just fit right in. It's definitely kind of seamless in a way. He's still learning though. He's still learning. We've only been married for it'll be 2 years in March. Next March we'll be 2 years married. So he's still learning a lot, but he's getting more used to it. I mean, the kids love him. He's met my ex, and so they're on good terms as well. So everything just kind of like really came together really well. Like it was just nothing but God, honestly, because I prayed for this man. I did. I remember back when I was single, I decided to, in a notebook, I decided to write down everything that I wanted in a man, like everything. And my husband marks everything off. Like he really does. And then some. He's not perfect, and neither am I. No one's perfect, but he's definitely perfect for me, perfect for my family. And it's amazing. We do definitely want to have more kids. We do want to have a child together, and that's something that we are open to. And hopefully sometime this year that may happen. So we're really hoping for that. We're gonna keep our prayers up and everything. It's all in God's timing. Honestly, it's all in God's timing with that, and we know that. And the kids are excited too. The kids have even been asking, like, when are we going to have another brother or sister? When are we going to have a baby? So it's like, okay. Then, of course, my mother-in-law, his mom is like, so when y'all going to have, one of your own? And, so it's coming. But he's just, it's been really honestly like seamless. It really has. It hasn't been where I felt like we were putting like a square peg into a round hole. Nothing like that. We're trying to make things fit, trying to make things work. Things just work. And that's how I know I'm in the right relationship. This man truly is my soulmate. We're friends first. That's the main thing. We are friends first. He's my best friend. We hang out, we have fun together. We've been to Vegas together. We have so much fun. We go to parties together. Even if we're just at home, the kids are asleep or whatever, or if we're having a family night, we have fun together. And because we have that friendship together, we already have that mutual respect for each other. So even if we get into like a disagreement or whatever, we always talk it out. We do go to therapy together once a month as well. We do have a therapist that we talk to for couples counseling every month, and we do it just to kind of like make sure that we're good, that we're keeping an open communication. Communication is huge with us. So it's not because we're having any problems. We just want to keep, because we're not having any problems, we want to keep it that way. So that's why we keep going to couples counseling and all that. So it's been amazing.
So y'all heard my sister girl out there. For y'all out there, men and women, kings and queens, it can work out if y'all looking for a boo thing, companionship, committed relationship, a husband or a wife. I heard some key grounded strategies in there. Communication. I heard my sister say she's also being proactive, not reactive. We're going to counseling because we want to stay on top of it. We don't want to go to counseling when things is all discombobulated or disarrayed or there's chaos in the relationship. You also heard her say we took it slow in the beginning. We did things the right way. I'm a big fan of that. I truly believe too that communication is effective in a relationship. I also believe in you. You watch who you bring around your children, watch the reaction, bring that in slowly. Even me as an adult dating, believe me, especially my oldest son, he be on me, he like watching me like a hawk. So, and he will have stuff to say. So that's going to be ongoing, right? No matter the age. And I also heard you say too, that you're grounded in yourself, and you know what you wanted pretty much. And you just was waiting, you're waiting. So that's going to lead. Does anyone have any questions? Hi, Ted. I know you just joined. Thank you for joining, Ted. This is my beautiful coworker, Miss Ashley. Hey, Rich. This is my beautiful coworker, Miss Ashley. And she is a mama, a wife, a jack of all trades. And we're just having a conversation with her today. Big brother, do you have a question?
No, I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you to the young lady for sharing, her personal information. I love, the family unit. The family unit. I'm a family man myself. My youngest son turned 4 yesterday. So I just really appreciate you coming on and sharing that. It sounds really exciting, and it's always good when you got stuff to look forward to. I mean, even if you're in a good place, it's a good thing. If you're in a bad place, it's definitely a good thing. But to have something to look forward to. So it just sounds like you got a lot to look forward to, and thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Of course.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have questions or comments? Don't be shy, y'all, because y'all know I'm not. I'm not shy. Well, if not, it's okay. You can also drop it in the chat. We'll make sure Mr. Lucas is he'll be reading the chat for me and letting me know. So just don't be shy if you don't want to talk live. Miss Ashley, let's talk about let's get into mental health, the mental health. Because again, you have a degree in psychology, right? You were a social worker for 10 years. You and I we are very adamant and I'd say beacons in our community about our mental health.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What would you tell a person that is struggling with that? What would you say to a person that just wants some type of peace? What should they do, or not what, but what have you done to probably share with them and just so they just get on the right path, because we know, and I say this every time, in our community as Black women, we're told, oh, deal with it.
Mhm.
God don't put no more on you than you can bear, or you can do it. Hell, I mean, excuse me, heck no, lies, 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 right? And I think that was put in place by our elders because they didn't know. They didn't have it. They didn't know what to say, or they didn't have the right answers. And then as we became adults, we was like, okay, I know there's resources and we tap into that. But believe me, that's still very apparent in our in communities where you are, you're going to be okay. There's nothing wrong with you. And it's, I don't like, again, I just think there needs to be enough awareness. So I always share my story, but just could, do you mind if to just be a little open of what
Yeah.
grounds you, what keep you solid in your mental health? Let's put
Yeah,
it out.
well, for me, I really got into, well, I do have a degree in psychology. I graduated from Sac State with my BA in psychology, and I minored in art. My original plan was to go into art therapy. That was my original plan, but I kind of got steered more into social work, and that's kind of where I've been the last 10 years almost. Um, but for me, it's really important that you have a support system. You have people that you can talk to, that you feel safe enough to talk to. Because a lot of times we hold it in, right? We don't really go and really talk about our issues, especially us in the Black African American community. It's something that we just, like you were saying, you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You got to just go through it. We ain't got time for that. We got to go. And so for me, I like to talk it out. I can personally say that I do have a very strong support system. I have my mom, who is absolutely amazing. I have, of course, my husband now, and I have really great friends who I know I can turn to at any moment and talk to. Some people don't have that. And so I always suggest, trying to find an outlet, trying to find someone to talk to, like a therapist. I know, therapy was kind of not really something that we went to back in the day. But I feel like now, people are really starting to open up, especially our community starting to open up a lot more to therapy, to talking to someone, and not seeing it as something that is, oh, if you talk to a therapist, you're crazy, or there's something wrong with you if you talk to a therapist. No, we want to be physically healthy, right? We always talk about, oh, you got to work out, you got to eat right. Well, you also have to be mentally healthy as well. That all ties in together. Mental health is huge. And so I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I've been personally in therapy for the last 2 years and a month now, personally for me, and it's helped tremendously. I first experienced therapy, I guess you can say, back when my dad passed away in 2011. He passed away when I was still in college, and for the first time, I sought out therapy through a college counselor on campus, and she was amazing. I really had a great experience with her and really connected with her. And since then, I always knew, if anything else traumatic like that ever happened in my life, I was going to go seek a therapist. And lo and behold, I did go through a very, very, very tough separation, eventually divorced from my last husband. And it was extremely difficult. I went through a very, very dark period. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I went to a dark space where it got so dark for me, and I don't mind sharing this to you guys all, because I'm trying to be very transparent. But I went to such a dark place that I didn't want to live anymore. I contemplated, really just ending it, because I was just like, I can't. It was a struggle for me. I think also I was going through postpartum depression. I just had my son. And all this happened when I was 8 months pregnant. So I went through a huge, separation while I was still pregnant with my son, which was very difficult. And so with all of that, I was just like, I wanted to end things. And thank God, I remember one night I was just on my knees crying to God and just praying. And I don't know what it was, but something spoke to me and was just like, you can do this. You gotta be here for those kids. I immediately thought of little Braden and my daughter, Aaliyah. And I'm like, okay, I can't, because of one person's whatever, I can't take on that energy. I really need to, really pick myself up, but also know that I need to turn to my community as well. So I immediately started talking with, being more open with my friends at the time who didn't really exactly understand what was going on. I finally told them what was actually happening. I finally really opened up to my mom as well. It took me a long time to actually tell my family about my separation, what was going on. I kind of hid it from them for a while because I was trying to figure it out on my own. So as soon as I started opening that door and started letting people in and letting people help me, it was just like I could actually start breathing. For me, I get therapy from talking about it, from telling my story. It's even therapeutic for me now, sharing with you all, about that struggle. So for me, I just tell anyone, please, open up, talk to somebody. There's hotlines out there. There's resources out there for you. It's not, you don't have to feel like you're doing this on your own, you know. Shoot, you can talk to me. You know what I mean? You can talk to, I mean, just really, really, it takes a village, right? And so really lean on your village, lean on your community, because it's okay to not be okay. And one of the things that I always tell people is it's okay to cry. It really is, especially for African American men in general, but especially our African American men. It's okay to cry. I think men, also go through things and they're taught, from a young age, oh, men don't cry. You better, what's up? You better, you know what I mean? And it's like, no. You men are humans. You guys have feelings. It's okay to cry. It's okay. And to let that release it. It's okay to cry and just release. It's therapeutic. For me, crying is therapeutic. I cry, I go through the emotion, but I also let myself know it's okay to have this emotion, but this emotion will pass. It will pass. And so I try to live in the present. I try to feel everything. And then once that passes, I feel a lot better. I've cried it out. I usually have talked it out. And, one of the things I also do now in conjunction with that is I go on walks. I do. I try to get out the house. I try to go on walks, especially if it's a nice day. Try to get a little bit of vitamin D, from the sun if it's sunny, but just trying to get outside. I know some people meditate. My mom meditates. I've tried meditation and I'm trying to get better at that. Meditation is not for everybody. And for me, it's hard to shut my mind off. So for me, going out for a walk helps to kind of, not shut it off, but like helps me to think more clear. Me meditating, it's not, I don't know. I just can't shut my mind off. So it's not really for me, but it's okay. There's different forms of meditation. So find out what works for you. One of the things also that I highly recommend that I just did, that I want to let all of you guys know is I just did my first sound bath. I'm not sure if you guys know what a sound bath
Now, tell us what that is, because that sounds
is.
awesome.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm not an expert in it. My girlfriend is. She's actually getting her certification or whatever it is in sound bath, but it's like basically you sit in a quiet space, and you either sit or you can lay down. I lay down, and there's like sounds that she does, like with a bowl, I think it is, different tones, and you do it for about 30 minutes. And you close your eyes and you're just silent. You just listen to all these different sounds and they really resonate with you. And there's different chakras that are activated, throughout your body that if a certain chakra in your body is activated, that's a chakra that needs to be healed. And I didn't know this. I didn't really, and the thing is you have to be really open to this. You can't be closed off or you can't, think that it doesn't work because you have to be open. You have to let your mind be open to this. So I did. I was like, okay, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm just going to, my girlfriend wants to do it for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and participate. I'm gonna do it and see what it's about. But it really did work, and it was funny because for the first like maybe 5-10 minutes, I didn't really feel anything. But then I started feeling something in my throat. I started feeling a tingling in my throat, and then the tingling went from my throat to my chest area, my middle chest area. Then it went from my chest to my forehead. And it hit those 3 spots, like just over and over again throughout the 30 minutes. And after it was done, I was telling my girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really feel anything at first, but I did, feel a little tingle here and here and here. She's like, wait a minute, that's your throat chakra. And this part right here in the middle of your chest, that's your heart chakra. Up here is your crown chakra. And those are the 3 chakras that still need healing for me. And so she talked about how, with my throat chakra, I need to be more vocal in how I really feel. and start speaking my truth more. So that's why I'm glad I'm on your show because I'm really, for me, like I said, for me, talking is therapeutic for me. So I was like, okay. Then the crown chakra, she said, just being more open to the divine, to spirit, God, all of that. And so it was very, very powerful. I felt so energized and just I felt good. I felt just like, I don't know, just so zen afterwards. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but just very zen and just it just felt good. So yeah, I say all that to say find what works for you. Lean on your supports, lean on whoever, and just and speak about it, talk about it. Don't just hold it in. Please don't hold it in. So
I really appreciate you saying that. I'm gonna read a comment. My brother Richard said, "Sorry for your loss, and thank you for your strength and sharing." It
thank
takes a lot. Thank you, brother Richard, for that comment. It takes a lot to even get to that space. You understand? You like you said, crying and talking it out is therapy. It's therapy. But
Yes.
we are told again, shelter, be quiet, keep it internalized, and then we don't trust.
Hmm.
Our issue is we don't trust
Right.
because we're afraid that something might be twisted or is used against us.
Hmm.
But once you, like you said, find that outlet or find an individual, a support system that won't be judgmental, that will just listen so
Yeah.
you can outpour all of that, you can become grounded. You are okay. And I've always say you can't, because in the work we do, Ashley, we are dealing with families and people all the time.
Yes.
And there's no way I can support anyone if I'm not supported, or I can't pour into anyone if my cup is not full,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
That is hard. Or you can do it, but then you feel empty. And what good is that? What good is
Yes.
that? Mr.
Some's
Johnson, did you have
echoing. Some's echoing. I don't know what it is.
Oh, it is.
starting
I,
my computer? Is that
I was
better?
gonna say, when she was saying about um, talking to people during times through rough times and challenges and things like that, and I was just thinking to myself, you would start to realize how how short that list is, because you start getting advice that might not be,
Mm-hmm.
really the right advice
Mm-hmm.
from people that you really, you know, value what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it's just, going through it. It's definitely good to kind of know from past experiences who you can kind of count on. But
Exactly.
when you're talking about going through things like a divorce and different things like that, I've been through that. You know, people's opinions around stuff is real different.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You got to keep your circle tight, I think, and you got to kind of find out because when you go through difficult times, I feel like that's when you really find out who your true friends are and who really has your back when you go through those tough times. And so for me, same as you, I did turn to some people who weren't necessarily giving me the best advice or weren't necessarily the best for me. And I had to let those people go. I think through that process, I let a lot of people go. I actually talk about this all the time. I let one of my best, who I thought was my best friend, go. I had to let her go. And it was just, I was, for me, that the traumatic event that I went through really changed me. It changed who I am. And because I was going down now a different path and growing to a different person, sometimes people don't grow with you and can't go with you along on your next step through your next phase of your life, along with your next journey. And that's okay because everyone has their own journey, right? Everyone has their own, things that they're dealing with, places that there are. And I had to let her go, but also love her for where she was. Like, okay, she's here and that's okay. I'm not anymore. I gotta go over here. I gotta leave you alone, sis. I can love you from afar. You know what I mean? But
That,
I'm on to bigger things over here. And
yeah.
that was tough, but I'm glad I did that because now the people that I do have in my life, the circle that I do have, although it is small, it's tight. I know my circle is tight. You know what I mean? Like ain't they're like my closest friends, they really are like my sisters. They're my family, you know?
So
So
is the friend that you said you cut off, do you still care about that person?
I do. I care about her. I do. I no longer, we no longer speak. I don't know what she's doing, really where she is, but I do care about her. I do. I hope she's doing well. I don't wish ill will on anybody. I just had to let her go and know that she cannot come along with me with where she was at. She just
Yeah.
can't. And I have to be okay with that. That's okay.
Yeah, and that's coming from my mediator side of my personality. So as soon as I heard you say that,
Mhm.
I immediately was like, that sounds like something that could be repaired, right? Because now we kind of looking at how we deal with, cutting off people is one thing, but is it really healthy? Is that really, do you really feel good about that? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now you said you still care about it. I don't want to get off subject,
Yeah.
but to me, certain relationships are worth saving,
Hmm.
and all it takes is a real good third party to go in there and really have something out,
Yeah.
and it can still be the same
Hmm.
as right now, but at least both people are able to get that off their chest and really be heard, and then who knows what happens after that.
Right.
So immediately when you said that, how close she was to you, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah. Well, and
So
that's the thing too with that particular person. I think there were a lot of red flags with this particular person that I chose to ignore. Just like there was a lot of red flags I chose to ignore with my ex. So there were things that weren't really lining up, but I think because of the person I was, I just wanted a friend, and because the person I was, I just wanted to be with someone. So I accepted a lot of things and behaviors from these people that weren't necessarily right for me just because I wasn't in a space to love myself. I wasn't loving myself the correct way. So I was just letting people basically kind of use me, abuse me if you want to say, and do whatever they want because I wasn't in love with myself. And so once I found myself, once I loved myself, and I'm like, okay, this is what I will and will not accept. That's when I was like, okay, there are some people that just can't come along with me. And we had a conversation, and I told her, hey, I can't, unfortunately, I can't do this, and I had to let that relationship go. um, but I do think there are definitely some relationships that can be repaired. Like I said, I don't even wish ill will on my ex. He's done some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna get into that. That's a separate conversation. But I do, he is at the end of the day the father of my children. And he, everyone makes their mistakes. I'm hoping for the best with our relationship as we continue to co-parent and grow with that relationship now. But again, you have to be able to protect your energy. You never want to, just be and stick around with someone because you want to save face or make it look a certain way to the other person. I was like that in that space where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna still be around my ex and his family because I got to show that I'm the bigger person, right? Even though it was hurting me and killing me inside, and it was draining me. I had to let that go. Like, look, they can think whatever they want to think about me. I don't show up to this or whatever. It's because I'm trying to keep my peace. That's most important to me. And that honestly, doing that shows that you actually love yourself. And because you love yourself, you really love those other people as well.
Yes. That's called loyal. That's called managing your loyalty as well,
Right.
right? There's loyalty because most of us are very loyal, and
Right.
it's okay for us to be loyal, right? It's just who we are. It's a gene. I guess we're born with that. But I'm like you. I'll learn how to manage that loyalty too, and to not to keep a person from to be distant from a person and not have them in your circle as you did. It's just peace.
It's peace.
And they understand that without so much being said, right? It's not, you don't have to explain, give a whole thesis of why we can't hang out. It's that it's a glow or something, change that come over you, and they get it. And like you said, that energy between the two of you, it's going to be distance because it's not genuine. So it's going to draw them away, which is okay. And then the ones that's supposed to be in your space, that energy will draw you guys together. So I do believe that that's working on our mental health,
Yes.
right? And that's a struggle every day.
Yeah.
I'm on that battlefield every single day. And when I find myself, like you said, getting caught up in my head, I know exactly what to do to redirect that energy. And
Yes.
I really appreciate everything you said about finding the strategy. Again, finding who what your support system is, knowing what will work for you or not. If you need a therapist, do that. If you need, I'd say, if you need to journal, do that. If you need to go swimming, okay, bike riding, okay, whatever. go in the bathroom if you got 4 little persons and just lie there and say you going poop. Sit in the bathroom and pretend like you're pooping because you can't come in there. Can't come here and stink and meditate. Burn a candle. I don't know. Just I used to have that issue.
Find what works for you. That's the biggest.
Exactly.
All those different things, Queen, because that's the truth. You have to find what works for you.
You do.
If that's writing something down, maybe
yes, you need to do it. You do it.
Taking a walk, even taking a nap, watching your favorite television show or movie, whatever it is what that looks like for you, do it.
Yes, absolutely. And it's okay. So I don't know who Galaxy Z Flip 3 is. Hello, welcome to the Mama Bear Show. I'm LaShanya, your host, aka Shanya Breeze. And we're talking with the beautiful, beautiful Miss Ashley, who is a mama, a wife, a jack of all trades. And we're just going through, just talking overall about mental health, her business, and just, I guess, just support. Does anyone have any questions or concerns or any input at this time?
I can barely hear you. It's like some kind of background noise.
I don't know where. I really don't know. Could you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. I have no clue where that distortment is coming from. So Ashley, the next thing I wanted to ask to talk to you about is, let's see. You are starting a new adventure.
Yes, I am.
You are spreading those wings like an eagle.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm not saying I'm putting you on the spot, but I know it's something that's near and dear to your heart, right? Yes. And I'm only asking you that because when we get into a place and we do what we're passionate about, it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
It's not stressful because it's our natural element to actually be, I call it missionary work, being a capacity to provide a service that aligns with our natural abilities, our natural talents.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that, sister girl, and all that good stuff.
Yes. So yes, she is correct. I will be starting a new adventure here pretty soon. I'm going to be working more in the line of mental health. So I'm extremely excited to start this new chapter in my career and my growth. So I will be a program specialist for the peer certification program with Cal Mesa. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be starting here in a couple of weeks. It's not so much direct service work. So I'm not going to be doing so much with having clients or a caseload or anything like that. I'm going to be more kind of in the back end of implementing these different programs to kind of speak to those who are, people of color and those who are underrepresented. So they kind of want me to come in there, kind of, bring some light to what's really going on as far as mental health for that community, for our community, and tailor these programs, make these programs fit for those who who are going to be going into mental health, things like that. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be kind of more on the admin side, doing a bunch of the different program implementations and, going to some stakeholder meetings and stuff like that. I still have a lot to learn about Cal Mesa in general. So I'm not completely understanding exactly from birth to what's going on. So I still have a lot to learn, but I'm super excited about this opportunity. Just the fact that I get to kind of help more so on the back end with really making those changes as far as statewide with these different mental health programs and funding. So I'm super excited about that.
So can I put Mr. Lucas on the spot because I like the way he explained. And the reason why I asked Ashley that is because we are so certified in peer mental support as peer mental support specialists. And I love the way Mr. Lucas Imani explains it. Could you give the ones on the call, Mr. Lucas, a little tidbit about what peer support specialists are, what we do, and how this is going to tie? Well, of course, it's going to tie into what Miss Ash, her new role.
Okay, sure. Hold on one moment. All right.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Imani Lucas. I'm the executive director for United and Guided. First of all, thank you for speaking this evening and really educating our folks. I see that we have a great group here today. So I just want to thank you for that. And you know what we do with mental health peer support, really, it's just a way for people in our community that help people and that would do it out of their own heart, probably for free. It's a way for them to enter the healthcare field. You know, basically, SB 803 makes it possible for peer support specialists to be a qualified outpatient service and can connect with hospital systems for referral. So you go through a training, and then you can go through a national certification with 3,000 hours, plus this general workforce development training that they give initially, and then taking the national certification certifies you to work with anyone that accepts Medicaid. So
Mm.
that includes Medi-Cal, and includes the Medicaid uh, system in other states as well. So we look forward to just being able to kind of continue to do the mentoring and the one-on-one, and you know, which is now considered peer support, helping someone through recovery. And you know, the main important part of that is that it takes people with lived experience to be able to help people process that under that specialization, right? So it doesn't eliminate people based on their level of education per se, or degree per se. Now they can still enter that field as viable professionals, basically using their lived experience and then the education they receive through the training. So we're excited about going forward with that, moving forward into the next year. We've attached on to Anthem Blue Cross
Mhm.
to be able to provide some of those services, and really help the system sort of attack the homeless issues, particularly in California, helping people become certified members of Medi-Cal and things like that, and then to be able to give ongoing support, being that the state of California at least is investing in that. It just makes a great set of possibilities for folks who are interested in that type of work.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Lucas. I know I
No
put you on the
problem.
spot. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So you see, Ashley, we're not going to be far. We're going to be like neighbors,
We're like, right,
like
yeah, we're
you're in apartment
neighbors.
B and I'm in apartment A. You know,
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be still tied to, everyone in the community. I love it. I'm gone, but I'm not too far. I'm right next door. So I'm not really going too far.
right. I just believe that good work will lead to great collaborations, right?
Yes.
So we may not work for the same or continue to work for the same organization, but it, like my brother Richard would say, we have a joke, it'll come back full circle.
Oh,
Okay,
always.
it'll always come back full circle the way it should be. And just giving the blessing to continue with this work, be a beacon in our community and at a capacity where it'll be more impactful. That's inspiration to me. So does anyone have any questions? We're at 7:18. I want to again thank Miss Ashley for being on the show and just talking with us. I'm sure we'll come back again and talk again. You and I'm going to let you recap about your business and when it's going to launch again, so we can be. And when that happens, then I'm going to have you and the daughter come on next time and talk exclusively about hookahs. Does anyone have any questions for Miss Ashley before I go ahead and let her recap what she does and not at this time? Okay. So again, Miss Ashley, could you just recap, Pookers and then your photography business, because we have a individual that's new on the call. We want to be very supportive of our Black business women and men, our Black entrepreneurs. We want the one thing about United and Guided, about the Mama's Bear Show. If I find out, you're on the show, right? Because we have to network,
Yes.
right? And if we don't network and if we're not uplifting each other, then we're not serving gratitude. We're not being at gratitude. So I want to always be at service and servitude and gratitude. So could you please recap
Yes.
Pookers and your photography business, please? Because you want a Black photographer. I'm gonna let her take Go ahead.
Yes. So yeah, so Pookers will be launching again in 2023. Not quite sure exactly when in the year, but I'm hoping to launch it sometime by mid 2023. So sometime, around spring, summer is when I want to do it. Keep an eye out. I will be doing it via Facebook. So I do Facebook Lives again with my daughter. We do, live crafting and stuff like that. So look out for me on Facebook. You can always, go on Facebook and just type in Ashley Bailey and I'll come up and you can friend me. And that's when we're going to be doing all our lives and stuff like that. And then let me see. So for Pretty Nikki Photography, I'm also a freelance photographer here in Sacramento. I'm a photo artist, I like to say. I do specialize in outdoor photography. I can do some indoor photography as well. I have done that before, but I specialize in outdoor photography. So if you want to do a family photography, couples photography, whatever, outdoors, I'm your girl. I love doing it at the golden hour, which is around sunset. I know a ton of good places to go. I've done photography for, maternity. I've done a wedding before. I've done couples, engagements, family, group families, graduation, birthdays. I've done pretty much everything. So you can find me at on IG, on Instagram. Just type in Pretty Nikki Photography and you will find me, and that's Nikkie Photography. So I will go ahead. I guess I can put that in the chat too. I'll put that in the chat before I leave. Pretty Nikki Photography. That's where you can find me. I have a lot of examples of my work on my page as well. I kind of use it for both my personal page and my work page. So thank you. Thank you so much, Shanya, for putting that in the chat. So yeah, just type in at Pretty Nikki Photography and you will find me. So yeah.
Thanks so much. So we are about 10 minutes out. I just want to leave the floor open for anyone have anything to say to my sister, Miss Ashley. And if not, I want to say to you, thanks again. I know we've been talking about you coming on this show for a couple of weeks and things came up, but thank you for, just coming on, sharing with us your journey, sharing with us even your personal story, because like I said, you never know who your testimony or your journey or your experience and how you overcame, you never know who you may touch with that. It may be inspiring to someone. You never know. So, and I know that I'm going to air this show this week again, and I guarantee you, it always when I have this subject about someone that has overcome mental health or have a strategy, every single time I'll air it again. They'll say, "Could you replay that, or could I have that video?" So that's the purpose of me doing these shows. And again, it's my mental health therapy. So you have to find, like you said, find that outlet. So again, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. I'm sure we'll talk really soon. We got to do lunch. We're going to have to connect soon because of the two organizations I'm sure can utilize services.
Yes.
And I'll look forward to that. Without further ado, I'm gonna just say, "Oh, hey, Tony, you have something to say?" Hey, like what happened? You just now getting on? Hi.
Yes, I've just been injured. I'm okay, but I just wanted to say I really enjoyed you, Ashley, your personal experience, because you and Brandon are my favorite.
Thank you.
Jealous, but okay.
But I really enjoyed. I wish you well on your new adventure, because you will do well. And I'm just so proud of you.
I really appreciate that. I'm going to miss all of you guys. I really am. This has not been an easy decision.
Girl, I'm next. So what you talking about?
I know, but it's hard because I'm like,
I'm next. What you talking about?
You guys are my family. You guys literally are my family. And so I look at you and LaShanya, everyone as my big sisters, because you guys are, and I turn to you guys all the time for advice on different things because I really look up to all of you. I really do. And so for me, I don't want to get emotional, but and for me it's just really sad because I think I just knowing that I'm not going to see your guys' faces every day, or at least it's hard. It's
hard, but you've outgrown.
Yeah,
it's time for you to your flowers, they need to grow. You've outgrown. Pretty much everyone has, a few people have outgrown BMU. So your journey is going to take you to a much, stop the crying because I'm going to start to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lord.
See,
So I just
and
wanted to let you know I'm very proud of you, and I really enjoyed your show tonight, Shanya.
thank you,
Mama
sister.
Sugar Bear, Sugar Bear,
It's
Sugar
Mama
Sugar
Bear,
Mama,
girl.
you know.
You on that medicine? You on that medication? You on that medication? You got that injury? I understand.
Stop. So yeah, I just
No, you are. We're now roots, Ashley. We're no longer the branches on the tree. We're roots holding the tree up. Okay, so just look at it that way. We're the roots of the tree now, so it's okay. Like Tony said, it's time for growth. We came in with skills.
I mean, you're not like getting rid of us. You're not.
Right,
You
no.
don't need to think of it like that because we're
Yes.
always. We can go to lunch. I can meet you
Yes.
downtown. We can go to
Yes.
lunch. I mean, you
Yes.
know, we always will still connect because we're sisters.
Yes.
That's true.
That's right. Love you, Ashley. I do.
Numbers in my phone. You guys all got mine, so we ain't going. You're not getting rid of me.
Yeah, I got
Nope,
the
we won't.
personal number.
We won't. But again, I guess I'll give you guys 5 minutes of your time. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for the support. I cannot say that. Tony, thank you again. Ashley, I don't know who Galaxy Z Flip 3 is. Thank you. Mr. Lucas, always. Mr. Johnson, always the
Hello.
support. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
is that a boy?
yes, this is Galaxy is Ornetta Jones. How are you?
Is it?
Ornetta Jones?
Hi. I remember you. Hey, Miss Arnetta. Hey.
Hey.
Good to see you. Thank you for getting on the call. Appreciate it. Did you get something out of this? Do you have some closing comments? You want to lead us out with a word or two? You know, you in
No,
church, you wanna lead us out a little benediction.
it's amazing because that's what the evening service was about, emptying your cup out to get more so you can fill your cup back up. So it's amazing how it all connected with me today. So just thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on. All right, family. I love all of you. Have the great West. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Let's go into the next week being more prosperous than we was last week. Okay, let's do this. All right, Tony, you get some rest because you over there. Get some rest. You look like you're doing okay though. All right, y'all. Love y'all and have a good night.
Love you guys. Thank you guys.